Today we're going to be changing or flushing out the power steering fluid. So 32 ounce because I didn't want to buy multiple bottles. And then we'll go from there. This is a gallon jug container so that you can run your supply line into the top of this as you're letting it drain out so it doesn't go all over the floor. But let's go ahead and knock this thing out. There we go. Now that we have the old fluid as much as possible out, we're going to disconnect this supply line right down here and then feed it into our gallon jug, plug the return port, and I just use a piece of I think this is fuel line, fuel line with the bolt in the end. I'm just going to slip it up on there, and then that way I can start the vehicle. Slip it up on there, I can start the vehicle and have my awesome assistant, my daughter, work the pump back and forth for me and fill it up as it goes down and drains into my gallon jug. But let me get this plugged off, and then we'll let the games begin. Trying to get you in a spot you can watch me putting a plug up on that. There we go. And you want to plug it so as you put new fluid in it doesn't drain. Since most of it drained out, I'm going to go ahead and fill it back up. Now, fortunately for me, this does not have a power steering cooler, so it's a pretty simple two-line process: a supply and a return. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and hook the battery back up and let my assistant start this up, and we should be good. Be right back. Okay, go ahead and start it up.
Let's try it.
Yep. Okay, turn it off. Good girl. This time I don't think we had to turn the wheels. That's cool. Okay, hold on one second.
It's mushy right here. On the wheel, the part where you turn it's mushy.
Alright, well, it looks like the pump on this thing is working phenomenally well, and it was able to suck that fluid without any problems. So we should be good there, but what you want to do now is remove your supply line. And hold on one second. I tell you what, Jessica, without starting it, just run the key to the run position all the way forward.
So it makes ding, ding.
Okay, and then turn the steering wheel left and right.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's going to be a little hard, but yeah, just do the best you can. Okay. Okay, that's good. Go ahead. 1 second. Go ahead, baby. Go ahead and start it up, and I'll tell you when to turn it off. Good job. Alright, there we go. And that's it. Really not enough time to actually turn the wheels back and forth, but at least that sucked all the fluid out of the reservoir and any that was in the line, because the fluid that was in here got sucked immediately out and then down into our gallon jug container. So we know at least that fluid ran through and pushed any of the old crap out, and we did that twice. So all we have to do now is just button it back up, and then from there fill the reservoir back up and listen for the squealing and the moaning. It may be the actual pump, since the fluid was so bad. The pump itself may be actually chewed up, and if that's the case, then it's a couple of bolts. Undo the supply and return line, put the new pump on, and at that point, once you have both hoses off, you can really flush the system pretty well. But for this, I think it's going to be good enough with the maintenance I'm doing on this, just trying to change some fluids and whatnot, see how things react. But alright, once we have our hose reattached right there, we are going to fill this up to get that cleaned off to the full cold mark. There's a cable right in your way. There we go. This second one right here. This one is the add, full when the engine's cold, and full when the engine is hot. So we're going to add our fluid to right on this second line. Being careful not to overfill it. And it shouldn't take much. Maybe 2 or 3 ounces. And what I'll do is I'll shine a light down in there so that we can get a general idea of how full it is. I would say that's probably at the add level. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more in there. One of the key things to do also is when you've bled it, you want to add it to where it's full cold, and then come back, start it up, and move the tires back and forth, and so that way any air bubbles bubble out, and you can then get a true measure of how much is in there. I'm just going to add just a little bit more because I fully expect there to be some air bubbles in there. I will have to come back and add some more. So, let me get the battery reattached, and I will come back and film bleeding it. Bleeding the air bubbles out, that is. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, battery's reattached, and we are ready to start this thing up. I'm going to check the fluid one more time. Yep, it should be good. I will now run in and start it up. Let's see. Yeah, she's still a little whiny, but I'm going to go ahead and top the fluid off. Okay. Careful with the belts if you're doing something like I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to return the wheels one more time. Alright, I'm going to leave the fluid level there, and I'm going to go take it and drive it around. You can see some bubbling and whatnot, so there's definitely some air still in the system. So I'm going to drive it around just a little bit more, see if I can't work some of that out. And then, you know, check the fluid level, make sure that's good. If it is, then I'll drive it around for a couple of weeks, maybe longer. And if it still moans, then I'll go ahead and replace the pump. But there you go, that's how you flush and refill your power steering fluid. Some make and models are a little bit different, but it's kind of the same principle. You've got a supply line and a return line, and that's it. The supply line you disconnect, put it into a container, go through the steps. So yeah, there's definitely some air coming up out of there. I'm going to turn the wheels a couple more times and then take it for a drive. But yep, leave me comments if you've got questions or tips or something that I missed. I'd love feedback. I'm just a home mechanic and do-it-yourselfer. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye.